Remember the good old days when the Royals told us back in 2023 we'd know by the end of September where they were going to be? Well, of course, we have no idea. Well, we know it's going to be in Jackson County. We don't know where. And that's in part because there's been a late mover and shaker in this entire process and location for a future Royals ballpark. And that's the old Kansas City Star building right there on the south side of the loop, due south of T-Mobile Arena. And the guy who owns that building, Tony Privitera, is joining us on KCMO Talk Radio 95.7 FM. And you can also stream us, of course, on the iHeart or TuneIn app. All right, Tony, good morning. Thanks for joining the show. We appreciate the time.
Sure. Glad to be on the show.
All right. So let's just start off, Tony, with what this process has been like for you. I mean, I think the location, just my 2 cents, makes a lot more sense than the other location being talked about downtown. But when did this conversation between you and the Royals begin, and when did it start to get serious?
Great question. I would say it started about a year ago down at spring training camp. I went down there to kind of understand what their goals and dreams were. Thought I understood it. And then as time progressed, it sure seemed like things were supposed to either go to East Village or to North Kansas City. So I kind of thought I was out of the equation. And then over the course of time, different people, whether they be people involved with the city or the county, said, oh, we can help you. We can do this and we can do that. And you know how things work. Nothing really happens unless you do it yourself. So I decided to bring in a team out of New York called SubNation, and I had them evaluate our site to see if it would fit, and they have helped me to get to that point, and that really started back up again just before Christmas.
Okay, so now you guys are one of the final 2 slots here to potentially land the Royals. Now here's my question: as you've talked to the team, Tony, do they want to build? Is it realistic to have an entertainment district attached to the stadium when you have power and light right there as a stone's throw away? Or is it really just about then getting a baseball stadium in your location, which obviously is a smaller footprint than some of the other locations that's been talked about?
So I think that is the $1 million question. All right. Is an entertainment district needed to go along with the Royal Stadium? Yes, but it exists. We've got it. It's the Crossroads. It's the Power and Light District. It's the new park that's going over the highway right there. We've got all the makings of an unbelievable scenario for a ballpark, also connected right to the T-Mobile Center. You can't ask for a better location.
I agree. You help small business in the Crossroads. Power and Light right now is not a moneymaker. It loses money every year. It gets subsidized by the taxpayer. It helps out that operation. But the Royals have insisted that the entertainment district model allows them to make more money to then sink that money back into the team. But you're getting the sense that they may be open to your location even without the entertainment district arm of revenue that they've insisted they've needed for so long.
I don't know that for a fact, but what I do know is there are some nights when you're down at the Power and Light District where you could shoot a cannon through some of those places.
Yes.
And there's nobody there.
Mm-hmm.
I have a good team. We've got the SubNation team. We have a good acquisition team. I have a good family team. It isn't just me. It's myself, my 2 brothers, my sister. We have a good real estate management team, the Kessinger Hunter Group. We have the makings of what I feel like we had back in 2014 and 2015 with the Royals. You remember we used to go to the game? It didn't matter what inning it was. The synergy was there. People never left until the bottom of the 9th because we won the game. We could be down by 7 runs. It didn't matter. We had the right makings of the team, and they all pulled together. I feel like we have that exact same situation right now.
Tony Privitera is on KCMO Talk Radio. We appreciate his time. He owns the old Kansas City Star building. They're in the running, of course, to land a future Royals ballpark. So the big, I mean, you mentioned the big $1 million question. Another big question here is this Resurrection Church that's kind of catty corner to the Star building that you own. And I guess they're in the footprint of where a stadium would be. And they're also now this week starting construction on a build-out. So I know you talked to John Ketz at Fox 4. He does a great job there. But how do you realistically tell the church that they're going to have to go? What does that look like?
Well, you have to treat people right and fair. The planning of that particular project was a long time ago. It might be unfortunate, but, you have to take care of people correctly. And you do it by being creative, and you also do it monetarily.
Okay, so money talks is what I'm hearing.
That's how things work.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not talking about doing anything other than paying people what is right, and maybe overpaying and making people feel good about being part of the team.
Do you have you had those conversations with church leadership down there?
Church leadership has assigned it to a spokesperson, and we're working with that person.
So who would be in charge of that acquisition, though? Would that ultimately be the Royals, and you're kind of the
no?
It'd be you.
No, you're talking to them.
And then the Royals would buy all the property from you after you bought the property from them.
That's kind of how things work.
Gotcha.
That's how private enterprise actually helps the public sector.
Okay. So, I mean, you got a timeline. The Royals have said by the end of February, and you got an extra day in the month of February this year, which is pretty exciting, I know. You got a month here to figure that part out. Do you feel like you can hold on the Royals' timeline by the end of February?
I'm going to do my best. I'm working at it. I've got the team working on it. Right now, I wanted to understand how the park over the highway would interact with other things. So I'm going down to Texas right now to see how they're doing it so I could see and understand it just a little bit better. I've been spending a lot of time traveling and looking at other stadiums on how it's working, and I'm seeing that we're a little behind the times.
Now,
we could make this work. I honestly believe that the Royal Stadium could be the conduit to connect the Crossroads and the Power and Light District to create the ultimate entertainment zone.
Makes sense. Now, what stadium are you going to see down there?
Well, I'm going to see the park down in Texas.
In Dallas?
Yes.
Okay.
Where they built the lid over the highway down there.
Okay, yeah, but their stadiums are in Arlington. Okay, but you're going to see the park.
That's right.
Gotcha. All right, and see how that might work. Okay, what do you think your biggest leg up is then over the East Village site, and where do you perceive yourself to be in these sweepstakes?
Well, I think proximity to the streetcar, proximity to T-Mobile, proximity obviously to Power and Light, and to the Crossroads, to where that group of people, I'm a believer that the best customer you got is the one that you already have. Our city already has the customer of the Power and Light, already has the customers of being the leadership driving force towards the Crossroads. We need to take care of the people that we already have, and this will do it.
Tony Privitera, he owns the Kansas City Star building. He is in the running, one of the two finalists to land the Royals' future ballpark. He's on the way to Texas to take a look at some of what they do down there when it comes to building parks over highways, which, of course, would be part of the plan in downtown. Last thing, Tony, in a minute, do you feel like the city of Kansas City, Missouri, Mayor Lucas, City Manager Brian Platt, do you feel like they're showing any favoritism towards your site or another site?
I don't have the answer to that question.
Yeah.
I wish I did.
I know. All right, Tony. Hey, thanks for being here. Safe travels down to Texas, and we'll be in touch.
All right. Thank you.
You bet.